Hello and welcome to this collective reading. Just been really drawn today to pull a few cards and just see some general energies. So if this reading has found you or you feel drawn to it, then I would say that there's possibly messages here for you or something that you need to hear. So let's go over and have a look at the cards that have come through, and then we'll come back and go through those messages. So let's start with a charm or charms. So I'm just going to close my eyes and just see which charms I'm being drawn to. Okay. So we have here the shamrock or the four-leaf clover. We have Saturn. We have the angel wings or wing, and we have a feather. So lovely. I'm really drawn as well to these 3 stars there. So let's just pop them up here with the crystals that I've already chosen for today. Okay, so I'm going to start with the mystical Lenormand. So let's see what energies Spirit want us to see today for this collective reading, please. What energies? What do we need to know? What messages are there? Was there another one there that flipped? No. Okay, so we have the man. And we have the lake or the fountain. Immediately I'm being drawn to that X, and I'm being told by Spirit X marks the spot. So if that means anything to anyone. Okay, these next cards are called the Wild Child Oracle. So again, let's have a look for messages, advice, suggestions. I think that one wants to come as well. Lovely. So we have the rainbow. We have bloom with our lovely cardinal. And we have shelter with our squirrel. Okay, I'm going to move down here now to the wild unknown archetypes. Now I have pre-shuffled these, but they tend to, a lot of the time, just fly out. And so I wanted to just lay them out slightly separately. Just being called to that one as well. Okay, let me shuffle them out of the way. So we have Thanatos. I'm spinning today for some reason. We have the Anima Mundi. I think I've said that right. Apologies for my pronunciation. We have the Offering. And we had the Orphan. Really noticing lots of hands here, helping hand. Okay, so the last deck that I'm using, in fact, I might just move those down here because I'm running out of space. Okay, these are called the Tarot of Mystical Moments. So let's have a look. What messages, advice, suggestions have we got for this collective reading? So we have, picking up those ones. Just creeping out, aren't they? Sorry. Okay, we have the High Priestess. We have the lovely Four of Wands. Now this is also known as the 1111, and I'm looking at the Priestess.
even though that's a 2 in Roman numerals, it's reminding me of the 1111 here. So if you are someone who keeps seeing repeating ones, sort of double ones, or as I say, 1111 on the clock, this might be your reading. And then we have more masculine energy. We have the Emperor. Okay. Just want to put that one more in the centre there for some reason. Okay, my lovelies. So let's go across then and have a look at those messages that are coming out for you. Okay, so let's start then with these charms. So the first one was the shamrock that I want to go to. So the shamrock obviously is a good luck symbol. I believe each leaf has a meaning. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're faith, hope, love, and good luck, maybe. I'm not sure. I could be wrong there, but each leaf does have a meaning. Now, obviously linked very much with Ireland. It is one of their symbols there, the shamrock. So sometimes I think of so something that's quite rare that might be coming in, some good fortune coming your way, but also I do think of a bit of cheeky energy, because sometimes I think of leprechauns, and I think there is sort of a bit of mischievous energy around sometimes when we have the shamrock. So the next one I'm going to have a look at is this lovely feather. I can hold it so you can see it. So this particular feather, first of all, I thought about people wearing feathers in their hair. So I don't know if that resonates with anybody. But to me, feathers are often symbols from spirit. So if you see feathers, you might associate that with someone, a past one, a past loved one. It may be a symbol to you that spirit are near. But they represent freedom, independence. For some reason I'm being shown a bow and arrow there. I think at the end of the arrow you have the feathers that help the bow fly, or you would have done in, you know, olden days. Thinking of a quill for writing possibly. So yeah, thinking about expression really, and release with the bow and arrow. I'm being shown arrows being released from a bow. So maybe being released from something, or aiming for things. Yeah. Maybe there's something you're wanting to move towards, or yeah, maybe you're off target. Someone's telling me that you're off center to something. Okay, then we had the planet Saturn, or to me, this is the planet Saturn. So I feel like this is a masculine energy, and we've got the man that came through, and we had the Emperor. Although the Emperor version we've got, actually, having looked at it a bit closer, is a female version of the Emperor. So, but again, it's someone trying to be masculine. So definite masculine energy coming through. So Saturn is often linked with discipline, responsibility, definitely gaining things through hard work. There's nothing being given to you easily here. You're working hard for something, but you are receiving for your all that hard work. I feel like the rings here are linked with setting boundaries, keeping strong boundaries. And protection. So they're wrapped around the planet, they protect it. Do you feel like with Saturn there is something about leadership? So if Saturn comes into our charts, we're being asked to step out of our comfort zone, sometimes step into more authority, and we have got lots of those symbols coming through in the reading as well. Do you feel like there is something here with the stars? So stars to me are about good luck as well, and wishing, but also there's something serendipitous about the 3 stars there together. So might be some synchronicities happening. You might find things in life at the moment are happening in a way that it sort of doesn't, you don't understand why it's happening, but it could be that it's leading you on somewhere, that, you know, those each thing has to happen to fall in place and it's their own divine timing for you to come together at the right moment with your destiny. So yeah, those 3 stars there feel like that to me. And then our last charm was the angel wing, or it could just be a wing, but I did think immediately angel wing. So for me, that's obviously a divine message again, a bit like the feathers. So I do feel protection and guidance from your spirit team or angels, if that's something that resonates with you. Do get a sense of spirituality coming through. And if you found this reading, then I would say then there is definitely messages or spiritual guidance that's coming for you, or that's looking to help you. Protection, obviously, feel linked to heavenly realms. Again, if it's a wing, I'm thinking of freedom and independence. Wings are often related to victory. taking flight, elevating yourself, and sometimes messengers. I'm just being told the winged messenger. So maybe this is the message for you and it's a divine message. But it could be that there are other messages coming through for you. You might be receiving information. Okay, so let us start then with this man card. Okay, so here is our card. So to me, I'm first of all drawn to this plait with the red bow, mainly because this emperor has also got a plait with red bows. So I don't know if that could be a really specific message. I'm being shown a picture of someone who's got plaits and red bows. So whether there's a photograph in your house or someone around you who has worn plaits with a red bow, I don't know. I'm being told the message as well, tying up loose ends with something. And maybe that you're bound together with somebody else. There's a connection, maybe a soul connection around you. I don't know that you understand it, but you feel like you're entwined with somebody or something. I think it's a person, but you don't really understand how or why, what this connection is, but you definitely sense a connection with someone else. Now, the Emperor is usually a very masculine energy in tarot, obviously as is the man, but this is a female in the role of the Emperor in this particular deck. So I'm wondering whether this is it could be a male and male soul connection. I'm wondering if it's a female and male connection, but I don't feel like it is a romantic connection because she's dressed in a masculine way. I feel like this is either friendship or a colleague or a random person, possibly of the opposite sex, who you are feeling a connection with, but you don't really understand what it is or why. But there is something that's linking you together here with these plaits. Anyway, sorry for waffling. So this particular card, to me, I always think of a need to have self-confidence, okay? Now, again, this masculine energy that's showing in the Saturn charm is coming through in the man. So there could be a need at the moment, regardless of your gender, to step into your masculine energies. So masculine energies would be ones of logic and discipline, protection, of sort of solution-led planning, methodical, but getting things done. Okay, so this is the energy. Again, as I say, it's not gender specific. This is just what we label as masculine energies. So possibly a bit more need for those energies for you at the moment. Now, I feel like potentially there's somebody around you that's been a bit of a weasel. I mean, I don't know if that is a weasel actually, but that's what I'm getting in my mind. So someone who's possibly not being very trustworthy or is being manipulative, or possibly a little bit cunning. Somebody might be walking all over you, okay? And he's trying to ignore it. He's trying to just deal with the situation. But I feel like at the moment, it might be becoming a bit of an issue. It's becoming uncomfortable, okay? Now, I'm also being told here that there is an element for some of you of needing to allow yourself a little bit of luxury in life, okay? Not saying to be frivolous or, it's not okay. It's not going too far the other way, but it's if you are worrying about finances or that you don't treat yourself, the universe are saying, give yourself a little bit of luxury, okay? Whatever luxury is to you, give yourself a little bit more of it. But keep a watch out for ego here. And definitely something about being yourself. I'm getting the sense that this man isn't really being himself. It feels like he's wearing a bit of a mask. He's wearing this outfit with the hat and the peacock feather. And I just feel like it's bravado. So try not to let ego get in the way. Or if somebody around you who's a bit of a weasel and is a bit peacocky, they're flaunting their stuff and they're full of ego. Maybe that's someone just to keep an eye out for at the moment. But yeah, if this is you, be yourself, my lovely. Try not to pretend to be anyone else. Now, protect yourself. Getting that with the feather. If you think about peacocks, they open up their feathers and they're covered in, they look like eyes, and it's used as a display really to other male peacocks to show how virile they are, and that they're going to get the girl, if you like. So, but there's something about that protecting yourself with that feather. But I'm also, there's something about They're showing me the feather being stuck though. I'm wondering if you feel stuck in a situation around someone who is doing that, like showing off is what I'm thinking. Someone who shows off, and it's a stuck energy, and that's going to hold you back, I think. But yeah, letting go of any facade around you, and just be yourself. Try and be yourself. Try and let go of anything that you're using to hide behind. So the hat here, he's got his ponytail, he's got his beard, he's got a big gold hoop. He's got this huge, what are they called, that goes over your shoulders? Can't think of what that's called for a minute. Almost like a cape. But yeah, just feel like he isn't being himself. So definitely a call for being more you, more authentic. Maybe you feel like you're having to put on a bit of a facade, or you're not, or a bit of a show, and you don't feel like it's you. Okay, our next card, which is the fountain or the park, actually, having looked at it closely. Now, I'm really getting the sense here of a meeting place, okay? Somewhere, meeting up with someone, being around other people, socialising, but somewhere where there's lots of other people involved here. And it could even be like a family setting, but a place where lots of people come. But I feel like whatever this partnership is, or it could be a partnership at work, it's somewhere busy where lots of people are. So it could be a family, it could be a business, could be friendships, but there is something about this partnership. There's this divide. They're not all walking together, okay? There's a separation, and they're literally cut down the middle, and there are different paths leading off. And I feel like, yeah, something is definitely coming between this partnership. Now, I do feel like there are new paths to be explored, okay? I feel like there's a sense of keep going round and round, like a roundabout, not turning off. If you're repeating patterns, if you feel stuck in a cycle, there is definitely something here to explore, okay? So stop going round and round in circles. I feel like you've both got, whatever this is, if it's a business partnership, friendship, relationship, family, you've both got different growth, okay? You're growing, both of you, but it's not the same, okay? There is separate growth for you, and there is this separation. But there's a real need to be loyal. I think that's what's keeping this partnership going, or this connection, is this loyalty with the dog here. But yeah, there are other avenues to explore, whatever that means to you, okay? Now, again, I feel like there is something about this connection. So it's loyalty and protection. So the lady is protecting herself under the parasol, and the gentleman protecting himself with his hat and raincoat. So there's sort of like a reciprocal protection and loyalty, but there is a need for both these people to be going off in different ways, in different areas, okay? And to stop going round and round in circles, as I say. So if you're stuck in this cycle at work or in relationships or family situations, then find a way, again, of releasing, of finding a new way, a new avenue to explore. And definitely both of you are going to receive. So we've got the fruits here growing on the tree, and we've got all of the blossom on the tree. So whichever path you choose will lead you to somewhere fruitful, okay? So full of abundance. And that's a card I got, X marks the spot. So I feel like you need to follow your own direction, and that's where your treasure will be. But just going round and round in a circle, or following along with things because it feels safe, or you're doing it because you're being loyal, or you're trying to protect somebody or yourself, it is going to limit your growth there, okay? So there is more to come, but there are other avenues you need to explore. Okay, our next card is the rainbow card. Just move my candle there, I didn't want it to. Okay, so the rainbow. I am getting a sense of a brighter future, okay? Something coming in that's you're not going to be able to ignore, but I feel like it's a divine gift here. It's something that is predestined for you, but it is going to bring you this brighter future, okay? Now, I feel like there is an aha moment, so enlightenment. Something's going to hit you and it will all make sense. Suddenly you'll think, oh, I understand. Okay, so I feel like maybe at the moment, or possibly in the near future, you're going to be receiving these downloads, this knowledge. It will just be a knowing. It could be an emotion. It could be spiritual messages if you are linking into your guides and your subconscious or your higher self. These messages coming in. Now, Spirit definitely are trying to, sorry, the dog's up and having a little roam around. Spirit are definitely trying to sort of enrich your life, okay? They want you to be living in full technicolor here. So they want you to be living your life to the fullest, because I feel at the moment like you are, again, like stuck in, like this facade that we said at the beginning, stuck playing a role that isn't really you. And actually, if you can be more yourself, if you can explore a bit more, then there is so much colour and so much more to discover within your life at the moment. So yeah, be yourself. Also get a sense of healers. I don't know if anyone who is watching this is a healer or offers healing. I feel like you're going to receive healing, but also you're going to be healing others in your life. I feel like that is part of this download of realization that by being you, you are quite healing. So sometimes, you know, it doesn't matter if you're a comedian or a Reiki master. If you're healing people with laughter or you're healing people with, you know, energy and hands-on healing, either way, you're offering something to others. And so healing comes in many, many guises. And sometimes it's just being you, and your energy is enough to heal others. So yeah, the more you can be, the more truer to your own colour, and you can live life to the fullest, being you, and not holding back, you are going to be offering healing to those around you. Okay, our next card is Bloom. I've really drawn to the number 5 here. So I don't know if that's relevant to any of you, the number 5 being particularly specific. Oh, and it's on here as well. So yeah, 5. So the Bloom card is about great growth, really. As you can see, with all the flowers around this girl, there is an abundance. There's a sense of colour, vitality. With the bird on her finger, there's a real independence, and there is sort of a knowing of herself that she is very capable, she is very confident, and has self-worth. So there's all these beautiful, beautiful energies around this card. Now, I do feel like independence is calling you with the bird. I'm hearing the cards and all singing. And so I feel possibly if at the moment you're feeling a bit trapped in a job or in a situation or a relationship, you're being called for freedom. So it may be that you've already stepped into this because you're already in bloom, or it may be that you're about to come into bloom, okay? So just follow that calling, follow your heart, follow your guidance, let your intuition lead the way here. Now, I do actually get with the expression on the face here, although this usually is quite a happy card, I'm really picking up on this expression and it looks a bit pained to me. Now, cardinals are linked with passed over loved ones, and so I wonder if there is a bit of a loss that's happened. There's grief possibly, or I do feel something about this card is dealing with fear, a fear of what's to come, or a fear if you do grow, or are you outgrowing something. But there's definitely something on the face here, and I feel like possibly some of you need to leave something behind in order to expand and grow. It's almost like you don't want to see it. But yeah, growth is coming. You can't hide from it. I feel like you've already transformed and have already taken steps forward into growth somewhere. And it's almost like you are, there's sort of trepidation. You don't want to step into that energy just yet. But you are ready. You're ready to take the next step on the ladder, but you're just a bit shy to do it, a bit nervous to do it. There's some anxiety. And then leading on to that is the shelter card. It's almost like you're staying in your safe place here. But this card actually is relating to introspection. So doing that work on ourselves, having a look what we need to change, what makes us happy, what do we need to do more of, what could we potentially, or where can we make adjustments to our life. Now I do get a sense of you going into your cave, you're retreating somewhere, because I'm being shown a tortoise actually going in its shell. So yeah, maybe this is like going to your man cave or your woman cave, taking time out for yourself. Make sure you feel safe, okay? Make sure you feel safe in yourself. That's the most important thing. If you can be happy and content in your own skin, knowing who you are, all your good sides, all the sides maybe that you don't always see as positive, just coming to terms with who you really are, work on the things you can work on, and the other things possibly we just need to learn to accept in ourselves and stop labeling them as negative. Or if other people have labelled them as negative, it's looking at them with honest, fresh eyes and seeing how we feel about those areas of ourselves. Now, I do get a sense here of a need to plan or prepare for the winter months, okay? Don't waste time right now. If there's things to be done, you need to get going on them, okay? It could be that you're holding back on something, or you don't want to make a decision and you're retreating. But if there's a decision to be made, there's planning that needs to happen now to get you where you need to be. So if you think about the squirrel, all through the summer and autumn will collect nuts and store them away for the winter, and it's sort of that energy. There's something you need to plan for ahead of you, but at the moment you're sort of shying away from it. You don't really want to deal with it yet. But Spirit are saying now is the moment, actually. You've got a few weeks, few months really to get this sort of sorted so that you're ready for your future, okay? Because the winter is going to come and you want to be prepared. You want to be in the right place for that, okay? I feel like at the moment there is a need possibly for being a bit quicker in decision making and a bit more adaptable. If you think about squirrels, they're very fast, they can change direction very quickly. They can move to higher ground. So again, it's looking at the plans you might already have and do they need adapting? Do they need altering or changing? And then finding where you fit with that. What's your plan? What's your goal? Are you on the right track for it? So yeah, just having a look at all those things right now. Sorry, as I was saying that, I had a revelation of the fact that I'm in that sort of position at the moment, just trying to find where I am on my own journey and plan for the future. So sorry, I had one of those moments. Often find that when you're reading, doing collective readings, that some of it will resonate with the reader as well. Okay, let's go over now to the Thanatos. I think I've said that right, but I do apologise if I have pronounced that wrong. I think that's the right way up. So you can see got a lady's face here, shrouded, and then we have hands, we have a foot, and these other two clasped hands. Okay, so Thanatos in Greek mythology is a representative of, he's like a personification of death, if you like. And I'm really getting the message from this card, are you asleep? And with the lady here, she's got her eyes shut and her face sort of covered with this veil or shroud. And I feel like maybe there's something that you're not seeing or you don't want to see. And I feel like it's something that's trapping you. Maybe you don't see it as being a trap, okay, but you're like a fly in the middle here, stuck. But you are at the center of something, so you're getting right to the core of it. So whatever this is, you are about to see, things are going to become clear to you. Again, this is going to be very specific for some of you, but I've just had a message of intricate lies. Okay, so are there lots of areas where there's been lying or half-truths, something that wasn't quite as it was made out to be, okay? But again, that's really specific, I think, for some people who are listening. I'm getting best foot forward here with the foot stepping forward, stepping out. You're right in the middle. You can walk away from this. You can get yourself free from whatever this is that you are feeling a bit stagnating in. I'm really getting a sense as well if it's connected with other things in your life or other people. Again, it's that interconnectedness. Like we said with that plait, things are linked together somehow. There's this intricate web. And so things are, yeah, you're linking with other people, or there's other things in your life that are happening at the same time with others. So like mirroring. Do feel like if you are struggling or you are really stuck, ask for a helping hand. We have so many hands in your reading. I don't know if you work with your hands, or you, again, you could be a healer. We talked about healing hands, didn't we? And the rainbow cards with those downloads, she has her hand out. But yeah, multiple hands in this reading. So if you're someone who works with your hands, or that you do healing, then this may be relevant to you. Okay, so I definitely get this feeling of freeing yourself from something, but it's something that you feel quite entangled in. And there are 3 hands here, and they actually look like different colour hands. So it could be that there's 3 people involved, or it could be that you're being trapped by one and someone else is offering you a way out. So it could be if you're feeling trapped in your job again, or in a situation and someone's offering you an option or an opportunity to walk away or to free yourself, or a solution. I feel like, yeah, solutions coming in. Okay, so the next card is the Anima Mundi. I think, again, I'm sorry about my pronunciation, it's not fabulous. And I believe that actually means soul of the world, or the world's soul. So again, this card is linked with interconnectedness. So very much like the spider web. And it is connection of all living things. Okay, like as if the earth had a soul, and it's connected to all other living beings, which is why we have all these other elements on the card. And actually we have the Saturn. I think that's the symbol for Saturn. And we have a feather there as well. So again, that's interlinked in our own reading here, with our charms that we have. So this card, I'm being really drawn to the 5-pointed star. So our 5 senses maybe, or even like the 5 elements, okay? And we've got all these hands, 5 fingers on a hand, 5, and we had those other cards that were all 5s. So I don't know if 5's very relevant for some of you, or you might start seeing 5, 5, 5. So just keep an eye out for those synchronicities. Okay, so I feel like there is definitely something to do with cycles here, and these are rainbow colours again. So I feel like you are definitely going round in cycles, like we said with that fountain in the park card. Yeah, you're going round and round with something, and it's very connected. It's stopping you from progressing, I feel. It's stopping you getting to the next, like the next rung on the ladder, because you're going round and round. You're not actually moving up. You're just moving round at the same level. So there's something that needs to shift or change, or you need to elevate away from, to move forwards. Okay, now I also get with this card that there is a possible need for this introspection again, like with the squirrel. We've got this person meditating. So we're going into our own subconscious world. We want to get into our higher self, and we want to start accessing our deepest desires, what we want, what we need, our values, our morals, how are we feeling, where are we? All those questions that we need to, spend time and ask. We often don't get the opportunity, or we don't give ourselves the time and opportunity to do that. But there is definitely something that needs to be looked at. And we have all these eyes. Eyes are on you. Okay. And again, we have this hand. So help yourself. If you're someone who is helping others all the time, actually, maybe it's time to help yourself. Okay, start seeing the unseen. This eye actually is one of the cards in this deck, and it's called the unseen. So it's the things that you aren't seeing in life that are now what you need to focus in on and have a look at. I feel like maybe there's something you're not tapping into. A skill or something you have that you're not tapping into. We've got these lights all around this person. Again, 3 stars. We have 2 either side, and then 1 right in the center of this person meditating. So this 3-star system, and I do feel like you have lots of talents maybe, but you're only shining in certain areas, and there's parts of you that you're not, that aren't coming to the forefront. So like mind, body and soul. Yeah, there's elements of you that you're not showing or not utilizing, or you're hiding them away. And Spirit want you to start showing them. Okay. The next card we have is the Orphan. So the Orphan card, I'm being told straight away, do not fear to reach out for something that you want. And the snake is definitely trying to tempt you with this thing, but I'm not sure it's actually the right thing, because I think of snakes with temptation as the apple, and here's a flower, and the flower would turn into an apple, but it's not quite ready yet. Okay, so it's trying to tempt you with something, or it's making you feel stuck somewhere. It's like, because it's entangled around you. So you're feeling a bit stuck with what you've got, okay? But you are tempted by it. But it's not actually reached its full potential yet. And this is only a child's hand. So we haven't matured enough. The apple hasn't matured enough either. So what you currently have, or what you're currently reaching for, isn't the full thing, okay? It's not like there's more to come, is what I'm trying to say, very ineptly there. Definitely feel again like cycles with the snake. I'm getting a sense that there is transformation in this area, okay? So snakes often about transformation and growth. Do feel though that there's a lot of isolation around you. Even if you're surrounded by people, there's a certain feeling of isolation or loneliness, okay, of being orphaned. But yeah, I do feel like there's something better to come. So if you can't quite get to grips with it, or you think, I'm not quite happy with it, it's not quite right, then I think that's because it's not at its full potential. It hasn't reached its full potential, but nor have you, actually. So yeah, I think whatever you're entangled with has been holding you back, okay? And now it's time to shed your skin and grow. And actually, interestingly, the next card is the Offering, and it's an adult hand offering you something. So we've gone from this child energy to an adult energy, okay? So with this Offering, I feel like because you've not been able in the past to overcome this obstacle, this snake, you can't quite reach what you wanted, Spirit are going to step in and actually offer you something better. Now, you might not be ready for the Offering, and you might think, actually, I'm quite happy with my flower, but Spirit are going to make this offer almost impossible to resist, okay? So I feel like it's definitely going to be bringing an offer into you, or an opportunity. Now, this opportunity is going to take you from darkness into light. There is definitely change and growth. We've got the moon in a transition phase with its crescent. So you are moving, you are transitioning into this colour, into this light, into this area of your life that's going to be much brighter. And it's going to make you realise what you've been missing. But at the moment, you don't realise, because what you've got is quite beautiful. Whether that's your job or your relationship or situations you find yourself in, but actually what you've got isn't all you're destined to have, okay? So the universe is going to show you your destiny, okay? So they're going to be offering you something, a new beginning, a transition, a change for you, and it's whether or not you're ready to accept that, okay? So it's going to take a lot of it's going to be a difficult choice, I think, because I think you either have to make this decision based on potentially like wounded child energy. So any of where we were talking about introspection, there could be childhood wounds, things that have affected you through into adulthood. So things like fear of rejection, abandonment, any shame or guilt, people pleasing, attributes that come from behaviours as children, okay? Now, they're not always, I know we call them wounds and we call them traumas, but they can just be habits we've picked up along the way that no longer serve us, or they don't best serve us, okay? So they are things we learned for our own protection. They were there for us to keep ourselves safe, to feel like we were good, to feel like we were well behaved, to keep those caregivers around us happy, okay? But as adults, we have to decide what's best for us, okay? So the universe is going to make this offering. You now need to decide whether you are going to hold on to the things you have or the situation you have with those wounds that are keeping you stuck, or whether you can work through this sort of emotional maturity of working through and trying to adapt and come to terms with your new perspective, your new safety, finding ways as an adult to protect yourself and feel safe instead of reverting back to those things we choose as children. And obviously they become like a default. We've known them so well, they just become part of who we are. They're part of our genetic makeup, and it's very hard to shift out of them or move away from them. And we don't always have to do that. We can just acknowledge them, that they're there, and see in the ways that they might hold us back. And then we have to find ways to overcome or maneuver around it or live with them, okay? And just accept that that's where we are. None of them are right or wrong. It's just different aspects of ourself, okay? We're made up of all different parts of us, aren't we? Good, the bad and the ugly is what, is the saying. And it's just seeing yourself as a whole. But the offer coming in, I think, is going to take you out of your comfort zone. It's going to ask you to make these shifts and make these changes. So if you're already becoming more self-aware, you've done that introspection, that work on yourself, you're going to find it easier to accept offerings, even if they're going to push you out of your comfort zone, okay? Being pushed out of our comfort zone is usually only because we've never done it before, and it's actually just the fear of the unknown. And then so it's trying to step back, gain a bit of perspective and think, what do I want? Do I want to stick here forever and never experience change, or do I want to just embrace something that's new? If it doesn't work out, you haven't lost anything. It's just a change, a new direction. But for me, with the way this card looks, it is actually very, very beautiful. Now I'm getting heart chakra here with the green and the pink. So our heart has a higher and lower chakra, and we have both the colours here. So I feel like this is going to really fulfill you, and I feel like it's going to be maybe part of your life purpose, but it is going to give you a sense of self-worth, self-love, and a lot more confidence actually to be you, particularly when we've got these cards about facade. We've got lots of cards about going round and round in cycles and not moving on, and potentially that could be due to something like a childhood behaviour that we've learned, and we've just defaulted into those behaviours. Okay, let's move to the last three cards, and that's our tarot. So we'll have a look at this Emperor. Now, as I say, this is a female version. Now, this particular deck of cards, one of my favourites, the Tarot of Mystical Moments, this is a female Emperor, and there is a male as well. But the Kings have a female version and a male version as well. So very interesting that the female version came out here. So I'm getting a real sense, actually, initially with this card, of a female around you who is in authority. And she's calling the shots here. She's the puppet master, if you like. But it's not all it seems, okay? It's a facade. I don't know if you've heard that term, but they used to have, they were called follies, I think. We definitely have them in the UK. So they would build the frontage of what would look like a castle, or was usually a fort, like a fortress, for protection. So it would look like we had these incredible fortresses, but it was all fake. So something about this person isn't ringing true, okay? There's a facade, there's a mask, but they're trying to be more authoritative. I feel like they're trying to be masculine, because we have this woman here and she is dressed as the Emperor, okay? Now, the other thing I'm getting from this card is this is somebody, potentially, who tries to protect the little man, okay? Now, they are someone who is a natural leader, and they have stepped forward into their role. And actually, they are going to keep all of those other officious people in control, okay? They're going to make sure that they are helping those who can't help themselves, okay? So a real healing role. So they're helping, she's calling the shots. She is going to stop these people being manipulative. So there could be an energy around you, it could be you, of somebody who needs to step forward into a role which helps others, okay? You might step into more of a leadership role with this offering that's coming in. It could be something around a career, whereby you stepping forward out of your comfort zone, you are able then to be in a more managerial role and say to other managers, I don't like the way we're doing that. And you could protect then the other workers. Okay, so that's just one example. Could be in a relationship that you need to step forward more and you need to call the shots, or you need to stop somebody who is has you on a string. Yeah, so they are potentially telling you which way to go, how, you know, how long, how much, how, you know, the hows and whens. They're running the relationship, so we need more balance in that relationship. Okay, now I do feel like there is something about stepping into a more masculine energy, again, not gender specific at all, but it's trying to feel our emotions, understand them, but not respond with them. Okay, so we want to feel all those emotions, then we want to decipher them in our mind and then be logical about it. Okay, so try and it's not ignoring our emotions, but it's just understanding them before we react. Okay, so try not to be over emotional at this point. There's something about feeling your emotions privately or with trusted people and then expressing them in a logical, non-emotional way. Okay, so expressing our emotions but not the emotion itself. So it's saying the words, that's really hurt me, that's upset me, but, you know, trying not to be angry or defensive or upset. It's trying to process all of those feelings first, then put them into words so that the words are going to actually describe what's happening rather than you losing control because the emotions have overtaken you. Okay, so there's definitely something about filtering our emotions out of our communication with something with that. Okay, so the next card is the High Priestess, and again it's about stepping out of our comfort zone. Okay, so we've got the High Priestess. She is going to be seen, she's stepping out from backstage. Okay, she's also setting sail. She is going on this journey, and it could be an emotional journey because we have all the water, and water often is representing our emotions in tarot and oracle. Okay, I feel like, again, this is really linked with courage and bravery. It's about potentially speaking up. We've got the shell here around the throat, which is the throat chakra, is all about speaking our truth. Okay, so it's coming out. Don't hide away, don't hide yourself away, be heard, be seen. Do feel that this is very linked to your subconscious, again, your higher self and your intuition. So listen to that inner voice. If something doesn't feel right, then it's not. And then you just need to identify, what is that? What's happening? Why does it feel that way? Okay, so there's definitely something here. Introspection again, listening to our intuition, being led. Okay, we're going on this journey. There is movement. It could be physical movement. You could be going away. But I feel like you're moving from being someone who was behind the scenes and didn't want to be seen. Someone maybe was a bit shy, maybe a bit self-conscious, and is now stepping forward and is going to be heard. Okay, so I feel like this new direction is going to take you out from the shadows. Okay, and you need to know, they're showing me you at the helm of the ship. You're steering, you're navigating, you're steering, you are taking yourself on a journey. You get to choose the direction that you go in. Don't allow others to choose that direction. Okay, so do feel again that there's change and transition with the moon. Very, very, it's very much the moon here showing these changes and transitions. We've got another crescent, so it's a changing. You're changing from one thing to another. Okay, there's that transitional period, but you're definitely becoming more confident. You're not afraid to step forward. So if you're having new opportunities, new offerings, Spirit are really saying, you know, open those curtains and see what's there, and don't be afraid to step forward. Allow yourself to be led. Go with the flow here, with the boat on the ocean. And if you're not keen on the direction you're going in, know that you can rebalance, you can re-steer yourself. Okay, you're at the helm, you are in charge of your life, of your destiny. And we've got all the stars here again, which to me is wish fulfillment. It's going to lead you, this new confidence, this ability to step out of your comfort zone, even if it's uncomfortable. I'm not saying it's not going to make you wince, it's not going to make you take that big deep intake of breath and you know, but it's a leap of faith. You need to go for it. You need to step forward into that unknown, okay? Come out from hiding. You don't need to do that anymore. You've got all the skills you need. Listen to your gut instinct. Listen to your calling. Where are you being pulled? Like the ocean, the tide, it's going to take you in and out. There's going to be ups and downs. All the time you follow your intuition and you just can go with the flow with what you're being told, where you're being shown to go, where you're being led. You might have to redirect, you might have to re-steer every now and again, but just life will get so much easier if you can just listen and decipher and learn to go where your heart desires, really, even if it's a bit scary. Okay, our final card is very beautiful. As I said earlier, it's linked with the 1111, so you might see that on the clock, you know, on car number plates or anywhere, but linked with number 11, and it's a 4, so it's all about security and stability. If you think about a table, I'm sorry that I say this all the time, but 4 legs on a table is what makes it stable. Okay, so we've got this stability here with the 4 of Wands. Now, with the birds here, it's very much linked with freedom. We have a party. They're having a house party. So maybe someone's just moved. It might be a housewarming. I feel like we're celebrating. There's a party. We're dancing on the ceiling. We've got Lionel Richie blaring out. So this is about triumph. It's new harmony. It's a happy home, happiness. It is a very beautiful card. It's the coming together of people to celebrate. But these might not be people that you know. They're in the shadows. We can't see them clearly yet. So it could be that you're going to come into situations or new connections with people that you haven't met yet or you're about to meet. And it's going to bring you this new celebration, okay? They're saying to me, something about this opportunity that comes in will help you fly high, okay? So you're leveling up. You've gone up all the floors. You've leveled up. You're on the roof. Okay, so I do get this sense of celebration coming your way. This card can sometimes come in when there's weddings or offers or engagements, family parties, but definitely a sense of, I feel like there is, the universe really is pointing you in a direction at the moment and is bringing an offering in. You're not feeling that keen on it because you feel quite happy or safe where you are. But I feel like there is a need to step forward, to come forward. But there's so much good luck in your reading. There's so much growth. And I feel like this celebration is coming to you. I feel like it's going to come in quite quickly. Okay. Now I get that sense from all the hands that are coming in. It's like that lots of people are going to be part of this journey. Again, we've got all this interconnectedness in the reading, so I feel like there are multiple people, multiple situations, multiple things happening around you that are leading you to this point of celebration, of joy and abundance and fulfillment, and so there is this time of really stepping into your own world and feeling your way, feel your way through it. And there is a need as well, as all those feelings that you're going to go through inside, you need to start verbalizing them in a logical way, very methodical steps forward. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to run to the finish line. I think it is slow, steady steps, but I feel like there actually aren't that many hurdles to overcome. And the hurdles you're trying to overcome are internal hurdles. They're things that are restricting you or holding you back. And so if you can release them, start planning for your future, the things you want to see unfold. And I feel like they're going to come to you. Definitely look out for the number 5 and possibly 11. And I do get a sense of signs and symbols from spirit. They're there, they're trying to show you the way. You might be seeing them and thinking, I don't know what you're trying to say. I can see all your numbers, I can see your feathers. I found a shamrock, but I don't know where you're leading me. I'm being shown ladybirds as well, actually, for somebody or some people here. Could be rainbows that you're seeing, rainbow colours, rainbow houses, rainbows on cards. But I feel like the universe is sending you all of these signs to say, we're trying to help you move forward, but they're going to bring this offering. I think it's going to be very hard to refuse, because it's your heart's desire. You might even not know what that is right now, but whatever you've got within your reach at the moment, it's not quite cutting it, and they're going to offer you something bigger and better. Okay, so keep an eye out for that offering or opportunity, and have a look at those situations where you feel like you're repeating a cycle. Think that is what you're going to be stepping away from. It's what it feels like. I feel like it is that cycle that is just keeping you stuck in a rotation. And once you step off from it on that new path, as you can see, it's endless. I mean, the path starts here, it meanders all the way over the horizon. We've got new horizons, we've got new opportunities, new things that are waiting for you. But at the moment, it's as if you've driven to the roundabout. I always use this analogy, and you just keep going round and round, and suddenly there will be the right sign for you to take a turning. Okay, and there might be lots of different turnings you can take, but you'll know which one's right. Follow your gut, follow your intuition, and take that turning, and it will lead you somewhere spectacular and new, and it will push you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. So my lovelies, I hope you've enjoyed that reading. I hope it's made sense. If you've got any questions or comments, please put them down below, and I will try and get back to as many of you as I can. So sending you my love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me, and we'll speak very soon. Bye.